new topic. It is known as why do we fall ill? Most often times we can see that sometimes we feel fatigued or we have weakness in our body and we feel feverish or our temperature rises. So how do we know that we have become sick? So these are all the symptoms and our appetite becomes slow. Once we do not feel like doing any work or we feel like sleeping always or we do not have food properly. So all these are symptoms of that we are not well. So going to the slide, we can see that health. What does health means? Means we are free of any diseases and we are healthy enough to do our day-to-day activities. So here, health generally means free from illness, disease, injury or pain, and lack of physical fitness. We are fit and healthy and we are able to do our work. So health can also be defined as the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So if your health is affected, you can see that it's not physically also, mentally also will be disturbed, and social well-being means we will not be able to mingle with the other family members or our friends or at the school environment as we do every day. So this is about health. Means we will be complete fit, our mind also will be fit, and also we will be happy enough to be mingled or we'll be happy to speak or have communication with other people. So coming to the next slide. So how we can achieve our good health? So having a proper diet, it should have all the fruits and vegetables, which should have all the proteins in it, vitamins in it, and also a regular need of all the multivitamins. Food, we should have green leafy vegetables, etc. It's not only that, we should be clean. So clean and maintain hygiene, wash your hands properly, brush your teeth, take a bath, and also make sure that you keep yourself tidy. So next is exercise regularly. So either you need to go for a walk, jog, or have certain equipments or do skipping, play sports, etc. so that you will be in a good health. And also you need to meditate or practice yoga every day so that your health is good. So moving on to the next slide. So overall, what is health? So health is represented to the food that we have and the diet conscious. It's not diet doesn't mean that we are starving, but diet involves all the proportions of multivitamins and other nutrients involved in the food. Next comes the exercise. We need to be moving our body, so our body should not remain idle. Otherwise, we will become unhealthy. And you can see that we need to mingle with our family and friends to keep our good health. That is, mentally, we need to be fit. So, next comes a good amount of sleep. It helps to rejuvenate our brain and also development, also the thinking, logical, reasoning capabilities. And also, we will be giving enough rest to our body. And it also helps to stress management. So we have a lot of work from the day to the night and we are stressed up. The stress is also one of the factors that our health will be affected. So maintaining stress also will relieve us from all the unhealthy things and we'll be healthy. Moving on to the next one. So what are the important characteristics of a person who have good health? How do you know that a person is having a good health? So he is free from sickness, he doesn't have any illness, and he is free and he is able to move freely, he is able to communicate freely, he is happy enough, and you can see that he is free from unnecessary anxiety. Anxiety, getting panicked, or what will happen to me, so I am sick always, so something is not normal to me, and all these thoughts will not come to the person who is healthy, free from social and psychological tensions. So he is not having any form of social or family or the other peer groups or tensions which will affect his health. And he has a lot of self-confidence, the confidence that gives him to do whatever is required for the particular time to do. So freely joy in living. So he is feeling very happy to live and happy to live his life the way he lives and to do his daily chores, etc. So ability to work efficiently. The person who is healthy, he will also be able to give his best in education, studies, sports, or any other thing that he is good in. So coming on to the next slide. So health and its failure. So where do we come to know that our health is not good? So health is a state of physical, mental, and social well-being. It's been already told. So importance of being in good health are physically we need to be fit, and also there should be a social environment which is created, which is good to us, and public or the people surrounding us also should not be negative in nature. So that also will have impact on us. So good economic conditions is there are certain people who are under poverty, below poverty line, and worrying about the money or economic status, who has good amount of economic status will have a good health. So in other state, it's not about the physical health, but about the mental well-being. So social equality and harmony in the society where you live, there is no discrimination against caste, creed, religion, etc. Where you will be living in harmony, and social harmony is important for any human being to maintain his or her health and have a good health too. So let's understand the difference between healthy and disease free. What is meant by being healthy and we are not able to get any disease or we are disease free? So healthy means again it is a state of physical, mental and social well-being, but disease is a state of absence from any diseases. We do not have any disease, so we are healthy enough. It is disease free. And healthy refers to individual, physical, and social environment he is living in. Disease free, it refers to an individual person. We speak about one individual person, and here you can see that the individual has a good health, he or she is healthy. And the individual may have good health or poor health, it relates to the disease free person. So here we can see in under healthy, they are spread through some of the agencies. So when the disease, we have got disease, so the disease is spread through agencies like air, food, contact by insects, human beings or any other animals or organisms. So what about disease free then? So they do not spread through any agencies. So let's move on to the next slide. So let's understand the disease and its causes. So when a person is affected by a disease, either his normal functioning, day-to-day life function itself comes to a halt, or we can understand by seeing the person appearing or appearance that there is something wrong with this person, he is ill. So systems of the body also changes and it worsens with time. So we can see that the person is suffering from some disease. These changes give rise to a sign that the person is having some disease, and it is known as symptoms. So certain symptoms like cough or sneezing, etc. These are symptoms of some fever. So like we can see that on the basis of symptoms. So when we go to doctor, the doctor prescribes some medicines for us. How is the doctor giving us such medicines? It's based on the symptoms that we are telling that either we are feeling fatigued or we are tired or what are we have stomach cramps, stomach ache, diarrhea, etc. On the basis of symptoms, the doctor will be prescribing the medicines for us. So going on to the next slide. So what are the types of diseases now? We know what are diseases. Let's know about types of diseases. So they are acute diseases, chronic diseases, non-infectious or non-communicable diseases, and infectious or communicable diseases. So let's understand about it one by one. What is acute disease? So diseases which last for a short period of time. Might be it stays for 2 days, 3 days, or a week. So such diseases are known as acute diseases. So example is cough and cold or common cold, as you can see in this figure. So coming on to the next one. So you can see here the symptoms of such diseases, the common cold, and it will cure. It's inside the body, it will cure within no time. And you can see typhoid, it needs some rest, and also there is sudden symptoms of fever and aches. So you get headache, stomach aches, or any other pains which is related to the fever. And you can see that here. So mode of transmission also, it's through air, water, etc. So you can see that these are acute diseases that doesn't stay for a longer time. It cures off within 3 or 4 weeks. So coming on to the next one, what are chronic diseases? The diseases that cannot be cured or it takes a long time to cure is known as chronic diseases. So diseases which lasts for a long time and has long-term effects is known as, that is, chronic diseases. So it is a drastic effect it will have. After effects is more than the suffering here. So example is elephantiasis. You can see the foot here. It's a swollen foot and it lasts for a longer time. We will understand the tuberculosis of lungs. It is even chronic illness. So you can see that it spreads by the droplets, that is by sneezing, coughing, etc. by the person who is suffering from tuberculosis. So it is spread from one person to another through air, and it is spread by the bacteria, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So you can see here that the person might get tuberculosis at any point of its time, and this bacteria can stay in the lungs for a longer time. So it affects the whole respiratory system. It can have a failure with the lungs, etc. So the person suffering can take more time or longer years to get it cured, or it will never be cured at all. So that's all about this topic. That's part one. We'll be continuing again in the next part. Thank you all for watching.